Hello everybody, welcome or welcome back to another video. If you are new here, my name is Jules and once a year, there's two fingers here. Once a year, I have to run away to the woods for a long weekend by myself. It's just a thing that I simply have to do for my mental health. And so this year I am going next weekend for 3 days to a place quite near where I live. I like to pick somewhere close by so that the travel isn't stressful. And I'm going to go and enjoy being out in nature for a little bit. And naturally, as an artistically inclined individual, I do like to do a little bit of creative stuff when I am on vacation. And so that means that I have to take stuff with me. And like everybody else who wants to take their art stuff on vacation, I can't pack all that much. I don't want to be carrying around my whole studio with me. Not that I have a studio, but you know what I mean. I'm not going by car, I'm going by train, so I have to carry everything that I want to use. And so I thought maybe it would be interesting to walk you guys through what I'm planning to take for this trip. I mean, I would do like a pack with me, but I think that this would be a really tedious video. So instead, I'm pretty sure this is basically what I'm going to take. So I thought I would just walk you through it. So starting out with paper, I like to take sketchbooks with me on vacation because it's like a very convenient way to carry around a lot of sheets of paper. So I plan to take with me this time this Royal Talens Art Creation sketchbook. If you haven't heard of these, then maybe you've been living under a rock. This one is, a decent amount done, but these pages will definitely last me. You can see there's like a big section of unused pages at the back. Love these sketchbooks because they're very low pressure because the cost is quite low and so you don't feel too precious about them. Though I have been using this one since the beginning of the year, basically. Hang on. Yeah, like the end of February. I think I started this one just after my birthday. So that's like pretty good going, to be honest. I get a lot of mileage out of these. And I think I might swatch my supplies in this one like quickly for you so that this video isn't really short. So I will use my most recent page that has this tree illustration on it. At some point there will be a sketchbook tour of this one, but for now I would use a clean page to do the swatching for you guys. And then the second book I'm going to take is this one. It's really just one of these like studio sketchbooks, A5, really battered up because I take it everywhere with me. It's like my plein air sketchbook because I love to draw trees. And so this sketchbook I will also do a tour of at some point, but it's basically just, I quite often use a very limited range of supplies in this. I really take it out with me when I go to the park or whatever, so decent amount of pages in there. I'm planning to do a little bit of hiking. I'd probably take this one with me to draw trees rather than taking this sketchbook, which is a little bit bulkier, and then draw some reference pictures or whatever when I get back in this one. All right, so that's kind of like the boring part over. And so here I'm taking two. I know this might feel a little bit weird, but I'm taking two sort of pencil cases with me. So the first one is this Lee Hit Lab Smart Fit pen case. And inside, it's quite a lot of stuff. So first of all, this thing that falls out every time is the Art Graph Soluble Graphite. It's like in a little tin, and this is very well loved, as you can see, but I've had it for years. They really, really last. And basically, it's just graphite that you can solubilize in water. I'm going to use my drinking water for this, which is not recommended, but I forgot to get clean water for the video, and I can't bother to stop now. And I guess this is also a good time to introduce my brushes. So I have this tiny little Da Vinci brush, which is I don't know, it's just tiny, and I like to have it around, and it fits nicely in my pen case here, so I keep these in the front pocket. And then I have this travel brush, which I bought kind of randomly. I don't even know what the brand is, but yeah, just a regular travel brush. And basically, you can, with this graphite, you can just use it like a watercolor basically, and it sort of absorbs the water, which is kind of weird. And so you can get like a really dark tone, and then if you want to, you can wash it out, and you can wash it out again. You can get really nice light values, so it's really good for tonal studies. You can also mix it with watercolors. It has like an interesting sort of granulation to it, though obviously it's not really like a regular pigment. So that's that. I also have my art toolkit pocket palette. I never talk about this. I didn't make a video when I set it up. Oh, it was stuck closed. So maybe I should make a video of what's in here. But in here I have a selection of Schminke paints and a random empty pan. You can see that this is relatively well loved. And I won't spend a long time on these colours, but I will quickly swatch them for you because I know I would like to see that if I was watching the video. But I have a nickel titanate yellow. I mean, these are basically a collection of the tube paints that I have lying around, and just decided that I wanted these ones on my palette. We have nickel azo yellow, PY150. We have quinacridone gold hue, which is a lovely one from Schminke. I don't have a warm red, but I do instead have transparent orange. So that's the transparent pyrrole orange, PO71. And then a bit of a curveball, I have there Bordeaux. I can't remember which pigment this is. Bordeaux red, I think is the name. It's very nice. If you mix it with the orange, then you do get to kind of a warmer red because it's not really like a magenta-y red. Hope that's in focus. Looks good enough to me. And then on the end here I have my brown, which is a transparent brown. Very nice. I think it's a PBR 23, 24 or something. And then on the second row we start with dioxazine. Oh no, this is Perylene Violet. Sorry, forgot my own colours. Perylene Violet, one of my favourites from Schminke specifically. And then, this must be the dioxazine violet. Yes. They call it Schminke Violet, but it's just a dioxazine violet. And then, I believe this is the Indanthrone or the Ultramarine. Indanthrone Blue. I think the Ultramarine was a relatively late addition to my palette, actually. I think it started out, I only had the Indanthrone Blue, beautiful deep blue. Delft Blue is the version of this. And this is their Helio Turquoise. It's their Phthalo Turquoise PB16. And this paper is quite cream, so this is just what the colours look like on this paper. You know? And then we have the Ultramarine. Can't leave home without it. Or well, I guess I did for a long time. But it's certainly a different shade of blue. You know me, if I'm going to have multiples of any colour in a palette, it's going to be blue. Freaking love blue. And then finally we have the greens. We have this chrome oxide green fiery or something, I think they call it. It's a mixture of Viridian PG18 and Phthalo green blue shade PG7. And then finally we have Perylene Green, another favourite of mine specifically from Schminke, another don't leave home without it. So absolutely can't go wrong with these colours. Like I say, this was not like a specifically curated set, but I do find that it covers most of my bases for when I just want to get some colour down on a page. And this art toolkit palettes, I mean, you've definitely seen these before, but you know, you can't go wrong with them. They're just perfect. They're so slim. The mixing area works well. You can even I've even done it before where I've like tilted this at a bit of an angle when I'm holding it horizontally to let the water pool in the squarer edge here so I can get like a wash. Also in the pen case, so I'll remove these things. So that's water soluble medium. I also have a little pencil sharpener in the front pocket, though it's not usually my go-to pencil sharpener. Also for water soluble though, I have this Cretacolor Monolith graphite stick, which has a little paintbrush on it. So you know that it is also water soluble. I like it because, you know, I can use it like a pencil. I can also like get really broad shading with it, which is really nice. I really like that about it. And then if you want to, you can also activate it with water. So maybe not quite to the same extent as the art graph, like you still get some of the lines underneath, but I reckon if you really tried, you could probably make it work, and it just adds another level of versatility. For my pencil, I have one graphite pencil. This is the, Pentel Graph Gear 1000. Most expensive mechanical pencil I own. It's like an engineering drafting pencil, and it's made of metal, so it has this really lovely weight to it. It's weighted towards the front to help you reduce hand fatigue. And this is in the 0.5. Graph Gear 1000, 0.5, and I think that this is just a really nice pencil. I don't find that the lead breaks on me too much, which is nice. I just use the Uni Nano Dia 0.5. It's like, these are leads that I got with a Uni Kurutoga pencil. So this is like, I've got so many mechanical pencils, but this is the one that I find myself keeping around. I also really like it because it has like a retractable lead sleeve. So you can see this part of the pencil sticks out, which holds the lead. And this can be really vulnerable sometimes. But you can push on the clip here and it snaps it in. So it's like got a nice blunt tip for keeping it in a pen case when you're traveling. It also makes it a little bit shorter. So that's nice. It also has like a fun little window here, just standing up so you can definitely see, where you can indicate the lead grade you have in there. It's hard to focus on this thing, but yeah. So you can see I've got it on HB right now. It also has some other grades. So yeah, no regrets on this one. I do remember when I bought this, I took it to the checkout and the woman on the till was like, you know that this is like a 25-pound pencil, right? And I was like, yes. What of it? Naturally, when you have a pencil, you need to have an eraser. Instead of having like a block eraser, I like to take this, also a Pentel click eraser. So you just slide it out, slide it in, works like a charm. I don't know, I mean, I do like the Faber-Castell dust-free erasers for like a block eraser. But I think that this will do me just fine for a short trip. And then I have in here my inking sort of pens. So starting from thinnest to thickest, we have the Saccharomicron PN. So this is a plastic nib. So Micron PN. And I like this because if you push hard, you can get quite a thick line. And if you press really lightly, you can get a very thin line. And the nib does not wear down like some of the other Micron nibs. You know, sometimes they can be really fussy, especially the really thin ones. But here you can get like a really thin line. You can see there. Like you can easily get a really thin line without actually having to push on where you just push less on the nib, you know? So you can see here I got all of these line variations. It's not a brush pen, you know, but it definitely does the job. So these are my favorites. I basically don't use any other fine liner actually. I have like a whole selection of other black fine liners, but this one is the one that I keep going back to. If it does come down to like regular fine liners, I like the Unipin ones. I found them to be a little bit more robust, but I've really tried them all and the PN one covers all of my needs. And then we have felt tip pens. So I have this, I mean, these are like kids drawing supplies, you know, but I really like to use them. I mean, you can see in this sketchbook here, you know, I really like to just use a black felt tip pen and just draw like contour drawings so you can't worry about, you know, dallying, sketching, you know, worrying about getting everything correct or whatever. You just have to go straight in with the pen. So this is the Stabilo Pen 68. They make these in all sorts of colors. But I just have the black one. And you can get some line variation with these, you know. They just feel really nice to use on the paper. I've been a fan of these for a really, really long time, like ever since school. So can't say enough about these. They have an amazing range of colors as well. Lots of colors that I like. When I was doing my sketchbook color project, these came in real handy. And then recently, they released the Pen 68 Max, which I just had to try, you know it. I like that it has like a little notch on the cap, which prevents it from rolling around. But it's like a chisel tip, so it basically means you can cover more area. They also have brush pens. They look like this. So I also have the brush version, but I just find I don't really use it so much. So I decided I would instead carry with me the Pen 68 Max. And you can get like the really thick lines and you can get like the thinner lines and even thinner lines. So you can really cover a lot of ground with this pen. And like, I mean, it's not waterproof, light fast, archival, whatever. But it does cost about $1 or like $1.50. So I'm not going to complain about that one. If you just want to you know, fill in some pages in your ratty tree drawing sketchbook, then I can recommend that. And then you may remember that I said about this other pen case, which is literally just a pouch. And so in here I have my colored pencils, and I've decided I think I'll probably take my Holbein colored pencils just because it's a nice, like, limited selection. And to sharpen them, I have this Tagal pencil sharpener, which basically is really good because it has like the option to close the tip. I'm gonna have to try and focus this for you. And then on the front it has this nifty little wheel, and basically you can select which sharpness of your pencil you want. So 1 is like really short tip and 5 is a really long tip. So it really depends. Like some pencils are really soft, and so you don't want to sharpen them to a really fine point because they will just crumble when you put pressure on them. So it's nice to be able to choose. I think I was recommended this, I got a recommendation for this from Jem from the Colour Cave, excellent YouTube channel, recommend. She's the salt of the earth. Little tissue, I think I borrowed this from a friend when I was wiping off my acrylic marker, but I guess it lives in there now. And then we have my Holbein colour pencils, and this is not, these are colours that I chose. This is not a pre-made set. It is just colours I liked, and so trying not to make a lot of noise, but yeah, these are the colours that I have. So I can quickly swatch them out for you because I know that I would like that if I was watching this video. So the colours that I've chosen are willow green. And you know, these don't have like a theme. I didn't choose these to be the best colours for plein air drawing or whatever. I chose them based on I like them. So I'm going to buy them. And then we have olive green. I also didn't choose them based on light fastness. I don't know. There was a time when I cared more about light fastness, but then I think I just like to have fun. So olive yellow, this was my first ever Holbein coloured pencil, I think. I bought it for a specific colour palette. It's a lovely colour. Really like this one. It's a lot shorter than my other Holbein coloured pencils. I like the Holbein pencils because they're a little bit softer than the polychromos pencils, which I also like a lot. But they're not as soft as the Prismacolors, so they don't crumble so much. Cream, this colour. I'm in love with this pale yellow, but I'm always on the lookout for colour palettes to actually make with it. And now we have Dandelion. Who wouldn't buy a pencil called Dandelion? So some of these I bought online before when I was looking for a specific colour, and then some of them I bought in that art hall earlier this year when I went to Jackson's Art in the UK in person. Yellow ochre. I guess I felt like this would be a good sort of warm earth yellow, and I do like it. I don't use yellow ochre much, but maybe this is how I get into it. And then we have, got a hair on there, autumn leaf. I got a haircut a couple of days ago, and I have to say, it's so nice having less hair because it just dries so much quicker when you have to wash it. Let me know if you've had that experience in the comments down below. Tiger Lily, this colour, bright orange. I'm possibly the colour that I think stands out the most in this palette. I don't really, I mean, it's a lovely orange. I just don't know if I think it fits that well. And which is funny because speaking of, the next colour is luminous red. So this is a fluorescent colour. It's a little on the pink side for a fluorescent red. On the camera, it just looks like a bright pink. You just have to trust me that it burns your eyeballs in person. These pencils aren't too dusty or dry or anything. I find them very pleasant to use. And then I don't have a bright red, which is one thing I think I would actually like to get, but I have this dark red, this crimson colour, which is almost like a maroon. Absolutely adore this shade. Just cannot get enough of this colour. This colour and this colour together, 10 out of 10. What's up next? So now into purples, I think. Yes, we have raisin. So this is my only purple. And it's somewhere between, I'd say, between the Perylene and the Diocesan Violet. So it's not too warm, not too cold, but it's very deep. It's kind of like a really good aubergine colour, though I know they probably have another colour called aubergine. But it's just beautiful. Really love this purple. And then for my dark blue, I have indigo. So these like form quite a nice gradient, getting darker and cooler. Really nice indigo pencil. Like, I love a good indigo. You just can't go wrong with a dark blue. And then we're into the blues. So me being who I am, I have a wide range of blues, starting with ultra blue, which I bought when I was on the hunt for the best ultramarine pencil. This isn't it. Regrettably, I have to say that I think the Prismacolor is the best ultramarine blues, but I find it very difficult to use just because it's so soft and they're so expensive here. So it's not like when you're going through half of a coloured pencil in a drawing session and the pencil cost you $3, you're like, oh, I just struggle to see the value, but they are so lovely and soft and waxy. So if you live in a place where you can get Prismacolor Premier pencils affordably, highly recommend the ultramarine blue if you have a obsession with that colour like I do. Getting a little bit lighter, we have smalt blue, which is a colour that I bought when I was looking for a match for my favourite Tombow Erogeton coloured pencil, which I can't remember the name of now. But yeah, I was at some point shopping for that, and I was really trying everything out just to try and find it. This wasn't it. Then I have lavender blue, which was a colour I got at the same time, I believe, just looking for that perfect sort of smoky blue colour. Just love these blues together. And then we have a more cool toned blue, which is Sky Mist, which I bought recently. What a beautiful colour. I think it fits perfectly between the willow green and the whatever that other blue was. I've already forgotten. I'm not going to write the names on here, by the way. I hope that's okay. Today's like a bit of a different video. We're just going through what I'm packing. And then finally, the pièce de résistance, smoke blue, the colour that I was looking for. For all of that time, we found it. Holbein sells it. Smoke blue. It's the most beautiful, muted periwinkle. I think it reminds me of like their misty blue gouache, which I also don't own, but would definitely love. I really, really love this colour. So that's everything I'm taking with me. I don't know, maybe I can roll this in because I was putting these colours in order, and just don't they make the most beautiful gradient? They really, really do. I really love that. But yeah, so now that the watercolours are dried, because it's so warm here today, I'll give you a close-up. So these are all the watercolours I'm taking. This is the art graph. You can see the texture that it has there and all these beautiful, beautiful colours. I think that the Viridian Hue, or whatever it's called, the Chrome Oxide Green Fiery, I would probably replace it. And I do think I would add a bright red. I think I have the PR272 from Schminke that I probably use there. But apart from that, love all of these colours. I also have their Cobalt Turquoise, which would be an interesting one to mix it up. And then you can see the drawing tools that I have here. And then all of the colour pencils are now that fluorescent is popping, you know? But you see what I mean? I think if you take this colour out, somehow it just works better. Like this bright orange just is a weird, I don't know. Maybe if you didn't have these two and then the whole thing was more saturated. Let me know what you think in the comments down below anyway. And thank you so much. I just want to mention now at the end of the video, if you do enjoy my videos, please do give this video a like and let me know what you take with you when you travel. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you want to see more videos. We recently hit 2,000 subscribers as of when I'm filming this. So in case a bunch of people unsubscribe because they hate travel art kits or something. Thank you so much for this milestone. Let me know if you'd like to see anything as a, like a celebration, I suppose. But thank you so much for all of your support on all my videos. I will be sure to do a sketchbook tour, maybe of the things which I managed to draw when I'm away. And I love you. And I will see you all in the next video. Bye, everybody.